class. On the occasion of the National Science Day, now I am going to explain you about the human digestive system. The human digestive system means when we eat food, you may get doubt when we eat food what happens to that food. Let us see what happens. First I will give you introduction about the human digestive system. Human digestive system is very complicated and complex in nature, and it is also well developed. Different organs involved in this process, and they do different functions with the help of the enzymes and some juices. Let us see what is the human digestive system. So when we eat food through the mouth, the saliva releases in the mouth. The saliva mixes with the food. We all know that when we eat food, the teeth helps in churning the food. In this way, the teeth helps in churning the food, and the salivary glands releases the saliva, and the saliva mixes with the food and makes it wet. And now this is called as bolus. So the process of breakdowning the food with the help of amylase enzyme. This enzyme is present in the saliva. With the help of the process of breakdowning the food with the help of amylase enzyme is called mastication. This mastication process occurs in the mouth. Now it enters into the esophagus. Esophagus is also called as windpipe. Now it enters the food. The bolus enters into the esophagus. So while the food passing through the esophagus, it will make some movement which is called as peristaltic movement. Like wave-like structure, it will go through the esophagus. So when the food is passing through the esophagus, it needs some lubrication to enter into the stomach. So that lubrication is given by the saliva and mucus in the esophagus. Then it enters into the stomach. This is the stomach. It enters into the stomach. So in the stomach, we all know that there are several microorganisms in the food. So in the stomach, the HCl is released, hydrochloric acid is released in the stomach. Then you may get what is the purpose of the HCl in the stomach? It kills the microorganisms which enter into the stomach through the esophagus, through the food. So you may get doubt that why can't we feel the burning sensation when HCl is released? Means the saliva which enters into the stomach with the help of food protects the walls of the stomach. So we can feel the burning sensation which is released by the HCl acid. Now the stomach needs some juices and enzymes to digest the food. So the digestive juices are released into the stomach. These digestive juices contains of pepsin, and next one is amylase. This pepsin acts on proteins, and they convert the proteins into peptones, and this amylase act on the carbohydrates, and it convert into the maltose. So next this food in which the carbohydrates and proteins have already been digested, this food is called as now chyme. This chyme enters into the small intestine. This chyme enters into the just small intestine. In the small intestine, this also needs several juices to digest it. It contains mainly bile juice and the pancreatic juice. Mainly the digestion of fats occurs in the small intestine. The bile juice acts on the bile juice secreted from the liver, and the pancreatic juice secreted from the pancreas. It acts on the digestion of it acts on the fats. So the digestion of the fats in the small intestine is called emulsification. And in this small intestine have the finger-like projection called microvilli, like this. Suppose assume that this is the surface of the small intestine, and it have the finger-like projection like this. Means you may get doubt that what is the role of these finger-like projections? That is, when the area is increased in the small intestine, the rate of absorption also increases. So now the food in which the fats, proteins and carbohydrates are digested, the remaining material enters into the large intestine. In this, mainly the H2O with water is absorbed in the large intestine. Next, the remaining material expelled through the anus, which is the longest part in the alimentary canal. Through the anus, it will expel. This process is called defecation or excretion. Thank you.
Myself, Kirti of 9th class, on this occasion of National Science Day, I am going to explain our respiratory system. How we inhale and exhale the air. First, the air will enter into nostrils. After that, the air will enter into nasal cavity. Nasal cavity contains mucus and air. Mucus is sticky like substance which cannot allow any dust particles into lungs. After the air will also grow in nasal cavity. Air will also not allow any dust particles into lungs. The air will enter into pharynx. Pharynx is pathway to respiratory system and digestive system. And the air will enter into epiglottis. Epiglottis is flap-like structure. While we are eating, the epiglottis will close the windpipe. And when we are breathing, the epiglottis will close the food pipe. You may get a doubt. While we are eating, we breathe or not? No, we will not breathe. Because while we are eating, the oxygen molecules also enters into our body. After that, the air will enter into larynx. Larynx is also known as voice box. The epiglottis, the larynx contains epiglottis. The larynx contains vocal cord. While we are breathing out, the vocal cord will vibrate. Like that, the sound will produce from our mouth. The air will enter into trachea. Trachea is pathway to respiratory system of air. The trachea is divided into two branches, that is called bronchi. For bronchi, several small branches are there. That is also known as bronchioles. Mainly, the alveoli is attached to bronchioles. Alveoli mainly helps in exchanging of gases from blood to alveoli. The dark red blood circulate from alveoli. The alveoli transport the oxygen to blood, and the blood will transport the carbon dioxide to alveoli. Like this, the respiratory system is done in our body. Thank you.